Hey guys, and welcome. The Master Chief in Halo Infinite was very lucky. A normal human without food or water wouldn't be able to last longer than a week or so, let alone floating in space, but the Chief managed a whole 6 months. This inevitably was to do with his upgraded Mjolnir suit, placing him into survival mode for the 6-month-long period of time until he was found by the pilot and eventually saved. The Chief's armour lacked in abilities to help him stand a chance against the Banished and take back Zeta Halo. The grapple hook was his only addition to the new armour set, but with the Chief's need to upgrade his armour throughout the campaign, it really did help towards the end when you were fully decked out. And without these upgrades and additional pieces of equipment, the story might have been very different. But throughout the story, we come across 4 fallen Spartans whose abilities actually went on to save and probably aid the Master Chief's journey to take back Zeta Halo and defeat Escharum and the Harbinger. Today, we're going to go through the lore around these 4 fallen Spartans, where they were when the UNSC Infinity was infiltrated by the Banished, and how they died fighting for the UNSC's overall survival on Zeta Halo. The story of these 4 Spartans is really interesting and engaging, and I would love to see a DLC in the future where it explores their backstories and their journey from the UNSC Infinity to Zeta Halo after the pure panic of the Banished taking over. I would love to go on to say that I think that these Spartans did save the Master Chief in a way. Their heroic acts and their armor abilities were used consistently throughout the campaign, and without them the Chief might have struggled significantly in some of the boss fights and in general some of the gunfights as well, and encounters when fighting and taking back some of the FOBs and different Banished camps. Not to mention their heroic acts when fleeing the UNSC Infinity, ensuring that Captain Lasky would evacuate safely, and in the Chief's absence, they tried their best to contain the Banished, no matter how many there were or how low their chances were at the time. If you guys do go on to enjoy this video, do consider dropping a like and subscribing if you are brand new. It'd be much appreciated. And check the links in the description down below to our community Discord. It's filling up very quickly, and yeah, it's always great to have new people join and listen to their thoughts and theories around Halo Infinite. But without further ado guys, let's get straight into it. Now, each Spartan's journey will begin on the UNSC Infinity, as that's pretty much as far back as we can go in terms of finding out their backstories. Now, there are 4 to go through, and first of all, we're going to start off with Spartan Bonita Stone.
She was carrying an enhanced shield module. Let's see what I can find out about her. Accessing. This is Spartan Bonita Stone, recon specialist. Her vitals have been offline for nearly a month. Cause of death was an energy blade, but different, stronger. A single strike. She never saw it coming.
On December 12, 2559, Bonita Stone was aboard the UNSC Infinity when it was ambushed by the Banished forces upon arrival at Zeta Halo. As the Infinity fell following the Banished assault, Captain Lasky was evacuated from the ship, and Spartan Hudson Griffin ordered all Spartans to evacuate alongside him. Stone and a group of Marines evacuated from the ship on a lifeboat and landed on an unoccupied area of the ring. The next day, as Stone and her Marines conducted a recon sweep of the area, an explosion on the ring caused a fracture on its surface, and this was where Atriox and Cortana had their kerfuffle, and Cortana sacrificed herself and blew up the silent auditorium, just for a bit of context there. After the explosion, Stone ordered the Marines to take cover in the lifeboat, but the ground beneath the lifeboat began to crumble. Using her armor thrusters, Stone pulled the lifeboat out of the breach, saving the lives of all the Marines on board. By December 18th, Stone and her Marines rendezvoused with the other UNSC forces of the wreckage of the UNSC Mortal Reverie, which was found by Spartan Vedrana Makovich and was later designated as the UNSC base of operations. Stone reported to Spartan Griffin, who was the Spartan leader at that crash site. On January 23rd, 2560, Hudson Griffin led a team of Spartans in an assassination attempt on the Banished war chief Escharum. However, the assassination on Escharum failed. Griffin sent an encrypted message to the Reverie on the 31st of January before he was captured and handed over to Jack Block to be tortured. In his message, Griffin warned the Reverie of an impending Banished assault. The UNSC forces at the Reverie braced for the Banished attack. Stone conducted a reconnaissance mission, having found a massive Banished force led by Chieftain Tremonius at Riven Gate. Despite the UNSC defences, the Banished assault forced the UNSC forces to retreat from the Reverie on February the 2nd. The UNSC forces scattered into the valley, though whilst doing this, Stone maintained communications with Makovich and Vettel, who continued to run guerrilla ops against the Banished to keep the ring out of their control. On April the 23rd, Bonita Stone returned to the Rivera crash site, now converted into a Banished outpost named Outpost Tremonius. She observed that the Banished were unearthing artifacts that she'd never seen before, and these were the circular ancient rings, and even potentially the Silex for the Harbinger, and reported to Makovich and Sorel that the Banished were moving focus to an excavation site south of the Riveri. By April 26th, Stone infiltrated underground Forerunner structures near Outpost Tremonius, having seen the artifacts up close and determined them as stasis pods. She made one final transmission to Makovich and Sorel, reporting her findings, but stopped short when she realised that she wasn't alone. Shortly after, Stone was attacked by the Banished. She fought off multiple Banished troops before they were killed by the Spartan killer Jaeger and Domni. Her body remained underground for nearly a month, and was found on May the 28th by the Master Chief and the Weapon, who collected her enhanced energy shielding module, which aided him through the battle against the Banished and throughout the rest of the storyline. The next person we're going to talk about today is Spartan Hudson Griffin.
A deployable threat sensor. It appears to lock onto and highlight any targets in range. Could be useful. This armor belonged to a Spartan named Hudson Griffin. Sensor logs suggest he was alive when the armor was removed. Forcibly. It's a long shot, but he might still be alive. Okay, be ready. I'm going to cut him loose.
It's you. You're alive. Chief, the Banished. I tried to stop them. I tried to...
Easy. You're safe now.
The Banished, they have something they call the Conservatory. That's all I know. It's picked up north of here. Dig site. I couldn't stop them. But you can. You have to.
Consider it done.
That's good. Good. The others, the Spartans. Did you?
I'll find them.
Echo 216, all channels. Can you hear me? I repeat, can you hear me?
Chief?
Big guy, your motion tracker isn't moving. Come on, give me anything.
Chief,
Respond, please. Did you find the source of the signal? Whatever's down there either has to come with us or be left behind. Can you hear me?
A dig site on the ring? This conservatory must be some sort of Forerunner installation. What do you suppose they're after?
It's time to go.
On December 12, 2559, Fireteam Taurus was aboard the UNSC Infinity when it was ambushed by the Banished forces upon the arrival on Zeta Halo. Griffin and the rest of Fireteam Taurus were pinned down by the Banished boarders. Whilst escorting Captain Lasky off the ship to safety, Fireteam Taurus evacuated on Victor 321 and, under the leadership of Griffin, changed the landing zone to destroy some Banished anti-artillery firing at the UNSC crafts that were trying to evacuate from the Infinity. With sniper support from Spartan Nina Kovan, Taurus disabled two Banished artilleries and witnessed an explosion on the ring, causing a fracture in its surface, which again is the Cortana sacrifice which exploded that part of the ring. Fireteam Taurus rendezvoused with the UNSC forces at the wreckage of the UNSC Mortal Reveri, along with a squad of multiple other Spartans. Griffin became the leader of the UNSC forces gathered at the crash site, from which the survivors conducted guerrilla warfare against the Banished. On January 20th, 2560, Kovan, another Spartan, conducted a recon sweep deep inside the Banished occupied territory. She observed that the Banished forces were only unified under Escharum, with internal competition amongst its members, and we seen from the very start of the game that Tremonius was very vocal about his position, and this might have been where the conflict began. She reported her findings to Griffin, and suggested that an assassination attempt on the Banished war chief Escherum's life may fragment the Banished leadership and may be the best step to take. Griffin decided that their best course of action was to go ahead with this plan, and he made the decision to send 4 Spartans to assassinate him, and the other Spartans would be needed to stay behind and defend Reverie in the event of a banished threat. The Spartans drew straws, as there were more than 4 volunteers, and in the end, on January 23rd, 2560, Spartan Griffin led Spartans Penego, Malik and Sakar in an assassination mission on Escharum. However, Escharum anticipated Griffin's actions. His forces ambushed the Spartan team, killing the other 3 and leaving Griffin badly wounded. Escharum taunted Griffin, letting him know that he sent most of his forces to assault the Reverie base in his absence, leaving the Spartans more vulnerable to an attack. Before being captured, Griffin somehow managed to send an encrypted message to warn the Reverie around the banished forces approaching, just before Escharum handed him over to Chaklock to be tortured. Griffin was forcibly stripped of his armour and placed into a device that would put him in constant pain. Thanks to this warning, the UNSC forces at the Reverie were able to prepare for the assault, but the battle ended up with the UNSC retreating from the Reverie. Without a base, the survivors were scattered and most were hunted down over the next few months. Griffin would remain under Chaklock's custody until the Master Chief freed him, dying in the Master Chief's arms of his injuries, after warning him that the Banished were after the conservatory. Griffin's armour upgrades helped him through the battle against Chaklock, and without that upgrade, it would have made the situation even more difficult. Griffin died a heroic death and helped the Master Chief in his battle against Chaklock. I would have liked to have seen more from Spartan Griffin, but his short story in the Halo universe will not be forgotten for sure. The next Spartan we're going on to today is Vedrana Makovich.
Another Spartan. Get me close. A drop wall module, deployable cover, resilient but temporary. Scan complete. This is Spartan Vedrana Makovich. Armor's been offline for 13 days. Cause of death is
What?
an enhanced energy blade, same as Spartan Stone. There's a pattern emerging. Chief, who's doing this?
We're going to find out.
As the Infinity fell to the Banished assault, Makovich and a teammate, Henry Malik, engaged Banshees that were attacking the lifeboats launching from the Infinity. By December 13th, Makovich had made landfall to the surface of the ring, and was fighting Forerunner Sentinels when a giant explosion on the ring caused a fracture on its surface. Makovich narrowly escaped the ring's fragmentation. On December 15th, Makovich came across the wreckage on the UNSC Mortal Reverie and established the crash site as a UNSC base of operations, gathering other UNSC forces at the site. She contacted Spartan Hudson Griffin and was later joined by multiple other Spartans who fled the UNSC Infinity. During Griffin's failed assassination attempt on Escharum, Griffin sent an encrypted message to Makovich, warning her of the Banished forces heading her way towards Reverie. The UNSC forces at the Reverie braced for the Banished attack. Despite the preparations, the Banished assault under the Chieftain Tremonius forced the UNSC to retreat from the Reverie on the 2nd of February. On April 24th, after being told of the increased Banished activity near the Reverie by Spartan Bonita Stone, Makovich and the Spartan Theodore Sorel observed a Banished excavation site south of the Reverie. They both correctly deducted that Escharum was searching for the monitor of the installation, the Spartan Pyre, and spent the next few weeks stalling the Banished's excavation efforts. And this would obviously be because Escharum knows that Despond Pyre had the key to activate the repairing of the ring, and that must have been what he was after. When the Banished's excavation completed on the 15th of May, Makovich and Sorel infiltrated the conservatory. Inside, the two were ambushed by Jaeger and Domnai. With Sorel being wounded by Domnai's surprise attack, Makovich urged Sorel to run ahead to locate the monitor, while she would stay and fend off Jaeger and Domnai. Makovich died in the following duel against the Sangheli, while Sorel made a last stand deeper into the facility. Makovich's body remained inside the conservatory and was found on May 28th by the Master Chief and the Weapon, who collected a drop wall module, aiding her in the battle against the Banished. And finally, moving on to Theodore Sorel.
Chief, is that another... A thruster module. Evasive maneuvers on demand. Now then, who are you? Scan complete. Spartan Theodore Sorel, special weapons expert. Died 13 days ago, like Makovich.
The assassin.
Brutes. More than one. Whoever they are, they're proficient, well-trained.
We've got a score to settle.
As the Infinity fell into the Banished assault, Sorel was leading Marines in repelling the Banished borders. Upon hearing Captain Lasky's command to evacuate, Sorel led the Marines into the hangar bay for evacuation. Sorel and his Marines made landfall on the surface of Zeta Halo, but their aircraft was downed in Banished occupied territory. Having lost uplink to the UNSC command and being spotted by the Banished troops, Sorel and the Marines were forced to hold their position. On the next day, Sorel and his Marines witnessed an explosion, causing the ring to fracture, and 2 weeks later, on December the 28th, Sorel went on a recon sweep and observed the rings repairing itself. Sorel and the team were trying to sabotage the Banished operations at every chance they had, so they would continue doing this as long as possible to prevent them from taking over, and if the Banished took over full control of the ring, the UNSC and Sorel wouldn't stand a chance. At some point before April 24th, 2560, Sorel regrouped with fellow Spartan Vedrana Makovich. On April 24th, after being told of an increased Banished activity near the Reverie by Spartan Bonita Stone, Sorel and Makovich observed a Banished excavation site south of the UNSC Mortal Reverie's crash site. When the Banished excavation was complete on the 15th of May, Sorel and Makovich infiltrated the conservatory together, as we mentioned in the previous summary. Inside, the two were ambushed by Jacob and Domni, with Sorel being wounded by Domni's surprise attack. Sorel ran ahead in an attempt to locate the spawned Empire before the Banished at Escharum, while Sorel made a last stand inside the facility, having killed multiple Banished troops before being killed by the Brute brothers Tavares and Hyperius. Sorel's body remained inside the conservatory and was found on the 28th of May by the Master Chief, and the weapon the same day as Makovich. The Chief recovered Sorel's thruster pack module, and this would go on to be an imperative piece of equipment utilised throughout the storyline of Halo Infinite and great in combat. So guys, there we are. That's the backstory and the lore behind all 4 of the fallen Spartans that we've got so far that we can physically get out of the game. And to be honest, these 4 fallen Spartans helped the Chief so much during the storyline. Now, yes, you may just say we only took their equipment, but their equipment was extremely useful throughout the campaign, and not just that, their storyline and trying to fend off the ring and trying to get all the UNSC evacuees safe. It was a really heroic act and backstory for these 4 characters, and to be honest, I would love a DLC that goes into detail around these 4 Spartans and their backstories, as I feel it would help the community as a whole understand their importance in the story in general, as not everybody collects the audio logs, remember, so not everyone may know about these Spartans and the backstory for them. So I think they do deserve the limelight just a little bit. But guys, please do drop a like if you did enjoy the video and you've learned something new. Do subscribe if you are brand new to the channel as well, and don't forget to turn on notifications if you are brand new to the channel also, and to be notified when a video does go live as well. Make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments around these 4 characters. Would you like to see a DLC come into the game, and what did you think of them when you come across them in game? Let me know, guys. Have a good rest of your day. Speak to you all soon.